안녕하세요. So Samsung has just concluded its foldable Unpacked event in its homeland, and yes, I have managed to get a very brief hands-on session with these devices. So here are my thoughts and first impressions. The Galaxy Z Flip5 and Z Fold5 starts at 4,499 ringgit and 6,799 ringgit respectively in Malaysia. They are priced exactly the same as their predecessors, powered by the same Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy that's on the S23 series and features some hardware refinements. Starting with the Z Flip5, the most obvious change is the cover display, which now measures at 3.4 inches. The dual camera array is now in landscape, which should make it easier for selfies as your hands wouldn't block them. There's also a new hinge design that makes the phone 2mm slimmer than before and reduces the infamous gap. But most essentially, the Z Flip5 is easier to handle than before and officially the slimmest flippable device. While it continues to be IPX8 water resistant that the competition still can't achieve. Samsung has fondly called the cover display Flex Window. It doesn't cover the entire front and features an interesting curved design, which I think it looks really nice, even though there isn't any actual benefit. With a larger display size, the Flex window is definitely more usable this time, especially when it comes to responding to incoming messages, as you can type your message with a full-size QWERTY keyboard instead of canned replies. Framing your selfies is easier as the phone will ensure that you are not out of frame with the auto-framing feature. You get to manage and tune your photos without opening the phone as well. And finally, you can watch YouTube videos or do Google Maps navigation on it, which is really nice. Otherwise, the Flip5 has many similar hardware to its predecessor, such as a 6.7-inch LTPO 120Hz Full HD Plus display, but with a less visible crease, dual 12-megapixel cameras, a 3,700 mAh battery that still supports 25 watts fast wired charging. The base storage now starts at 256GB and up to 512GB, which I'm really happy that Samsung has axed the 128GB storage model. Like the Flip5, the Z Fold5 also gets a new hinge design that makes it 10 grams lighter and measures 2.4mm thinner. Though you still get the long 6.2-inch cover screen, Samsung has made improvements to the internal 7.6-inch display as it goes up to 1750 nits of peak brightness, which greatly improves outdoor visibility. The camera array now features the same cameras from the Galaxy S23 Plus, which you can be assured of good photos when you travel around. Finally, Samsung has specifically mentioned an improved cooling system for the Fold5 as it has a 38% larger vapor chamber for extended gaming and productivity sessions. Overall, I like the subtle improvements made to the Z Fold5, new multitasking software features, and the new slimmer S Pen, but I am a little underwhelmed that it has the same 4,400 mAh battery and supports 25 watts fast wire charging instead of 45 watts like the S23 Ultra. Though I haven't experienced any battery issues back then, but really, it should have been there. Samsung also introduced the Galaxy Tab S9 series in this Unpacked event, and you get the same trio of tablets, the Tab S9, S9 Plus, and S9 Ultra. They retain their respective screen sizes as their predecessors, but I'm glad that the smaller Tab S9 now uses a dynamic AMOLED 2X display similar to the Plus and Ultra instead of IPS. But Samsung has interestingly axed the secondary ultra-wide camera on the Tab S9, which I'm not sure why. But other improvements across the lineup include 20% larger quad speakers and IP68 water resistance, which is a big and important improvement so that you wouldn't need to be worried of coffee spills and drop them into swimming pools. They are all powered by the same Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy chip, which we can expect them to be really capable gaming devices. And for creators on the go, these tablets are preloaded with Clip Studio Paint and LumaFusion, which are great apps for art and video editing respectively. The Tab S9 series will be sold in 5G and Wi-Fi only models in Malaysia, while only the Tab S9 Plus and Tab S9 Ultra will come in storage options of 256GB and 512GB. The smaller Tab S9 will have 128GB and 256GB of storage options. As usual, the prices of these tablets are pretty high up, with the Tab S9 Ultra 5G with 512GB of storage maxing out at 7,149 ringgit. But overall, these are great tablets for content consumption and productivity that I can't wait to test out. Finally, we also get new wearables this round. The Galaxy Watch 6 and Watch 6 Classic feature 20% larger displays than their predecessors and is also much brighter with a 2000 nit brightness. The Watch 6 Classic is also now offered with a smaller 43mm size, which people with smaller hands will be really happy. These watches also have slimmer bezels and now uses a new one-click watch band that's easier to swap. During my brief experience, I'm most impressed with how fast these watches perform, and more importantly, Samsung claims that they come with larger batteries and reduced battery consumption with the new processor. And we will have to find out if these are all true when we get to review them. The Watch 6 and Watch 6 Classic will be available in Bluetooth-only and LTE variants in Malaysia, and they start at 1,099 ringgit and 1,399 ringgit respectively. So yeah, that's all the new things Samsung has shown in a 2-hour briefing session. It is probably the most overwhelming Unpacked event, but among these announcements, I am definitely most interested to check out the Z Flip5 and the Tab S9 series, which we will be getting our review units really soon, so definitely get subscribed if you want to know more about it. So that's all for now, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next round.